Hello there, and welcome to this lesson about sentences. We're listening to a piece called Funeral Sentences for the Death of Queen Mary II by Henry Purcell. And let's get started. So, what is a sentence in music? As we've talked about, music is made up of phrases, which is a basic unit of music that concludes with a cadence. And a sentence is one particular type of musical phrase. It has a very specific layout, though, so if the phrase has this layout, it could be a sentence. First you hear a four-measure presentation, and then a four-measure continuation. And there is a basic idea in the presentation that is repeated twice. So you hear a basic idea 2 times in the presentation, and then the continuation ends with a cadence. So that is the form of a musical sentence. So let's look at a well-known instance of a musical sentence, a sample. This comes from Beethoven's First Piano Sonata. It begins with a 2-measure basic idea. Right? And then after that we hear the basic idea repeated. It's transposed, it's a little bit varied. Right? But that's the basic idea. Again, so that makes up the presentation, the first 4 measures. We haven't reached a cadence yet. The next 4 measures are the continuation that does end with a cadence. Okay. A bit more at the parts of this. So the presentation part is relatively stable. We basically have 1 in 5 chords. The basic idea can repeat exactly. It doesn't do that here, or can be transposed or slightly varied. So in this example, here's my basic idea. Here's the variation, transposition of it. And we see that we have one version of it in the tonic, and then we have another version of it in the dominant. Just like that. Okay, now let's look a bit more at the continuation part of the musical sentence. The continuation is generally much less stable than the presentation part. There's more intense momentum leading towards the cadence at the end of the sentence. 2 of the features that you'll often see in a continuation part are fragmentation and faster harmonic rhythm. And we can see both of these things here in this example. So it begins with a fragment of the basic idea. That's just the second part of it, right? And then we hear another fragment. Right? And then this final part is basically cadential material. Right? So the other thing that you can notice here is the chords are changing much more rapidly. Okay, so that's the continuation. Just one more thing to say about sentences. Usually the sentence will be 8 measures long, but it's possible to be other lengths. If you had a very slow tempo, it could be, instead of 2 plus 2 plus 4, it could be 1 plus 1 plus 2, making it a 4-measure sentence. And on the other hand, if it was a very fast tempo, then you could have a 16-measure sentence, 4 plus 4 plus 8. BI stands for basic idea. So that is the general layout for all of these phrases that have what we call a sentence form, common throughout the classical and romantic periods in particular. And I think you're ready for the quiz that follows. Whoops. Oh, just remember that no matter what the actual number of measures, the proportions between these parts are always going to be the same. Okay, that's it.